Dental Fuel, the podcast that focuses on what no one else is talking about: mistakes. The dental world is full of before and afters, and no one is talking about the middle. Dental Fuel brings you the unspoken in between. Welcome back to another episode of Dental Fuel. Dental Fuel is brought to you by 90 Day Jumpstart, a program to help you increase production and break free from financial stress. Dental Fuel listeners, I am excited to welcome this week's guest, a friend, colleague, and mentor, the man himself, our Ignite DDS leader, Dr. David Rice. Dr. David Rice and I met when I was a dental student and he was kicking off Ignite DDS. He has always been a big proponent in helping dental students and young dentists navigate their careers with confidence and expertise. David is a true master of his craft, and we talk about how he has mastered his clinical skills, all while learning knowledge in building a dental practice. In this first episode, David reflects on his early career mistakes, and he helps highlight some CE seminars and courses that had an impact on his professional growth. Let's listen in. Dr. David Rice, our Ignite DDS fearless leader, welcome to Dental Fuel. How are you doing today?
I'm excellent, Tanya. How are you?
I'm very excited to be speaking with you today. It's always, so fun to connect and reconnect and just to learn more about who David Rice is. And I'm excited to have you on the podcast finally.
Yay. Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Well, David, I would love if you would tell me and our listeners, where are you coming to us from today?
I'm going to apologize to all of you in advance because I'm coming to you from an apartment in Tampa, Florida, which is a segue for Anastasia and I. We're in between condos. Our place was supposed to be built, but we're living like college kids. It's kind of fun.
Heck yeah. I love it. I hope there's ramen and everything involved, such as back in our college days.
It's everything you imagine it to be.
Well, David, here at Dental Fuel, we are dedicated to talking about each other's mistakes and learning from those mistakes and growing upon them as a dental community. And I'm so excited to hear about some of your mistakes that you have made in your lifetime in practicing dentistry. But before we get into it, I'd like to take you back to when you were in, I guess you could say, full-time practice up in Buffalo. And I would like for you to share with me and our listeners a little bit about how that setup was for you, and if you're still involved with that practice at all.
Sure. So, full-time practice for me, we had a primary location. It's called East Amherst Dental Center. And there were 4 dentists, 4 hygienists, 6 assistants, 3 admin team. We were really lucky. We worked very hard at building a fee-for-service practice. So we did very much complete care, highly cosmetically driven care, all the things that I think I dreamt and hoped I would have as a dental student and a young grad. And over time, I sort of shortened my time frame there. So now I go back every other month. I'm there as an associate, full circle. I went from associate to owner to partner to associate, and here we are today. But it's a blast going back and working with the team and reconnecting.
I love that. And David, are you a Buffalo native?
I am a Buffalo native, born and bred.
And have you ever dived into a table?
I have yet to jump off a camper onto a table, although
there's still time to do
many
it.
a build game. I may or may not have family and friends who've attempted the dive, and the table always wins, Tanya. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's a crazy thought. But I know when I had the opportunity to visit Buffalo, as soon as I, felt that Buffalo air, I just wanted to jump onto a table. But I didn't have that opportunity either. So, we'll just have to pay a visit to Buffalo and see if we can make that happen.
We could absolutely make that happen. I may have some friends who work for the Bills.
I love that. So, David, in building your practice, I would love to know a clinical mistake that you and your team or just yourself made and how you overcame that mistake.
I'm going to say clinically, in the beginning, we were fearful to just share everything our patients needed. We thought people were going to think we were overdiagnosing or overtreating, or they would just take it the wrong way, that we were young people trying to, make money, which I think is a generalized fear. So clinically, we erred on the side of not delivering totally complete care, probably for the first 4 years I practiced. And, thankful for a lot of CE and mentors who helped me overcome that over time.
Very, very well said. And I know that you are a huge proponent of CE. How has CE impacted your life as a clinician?
I would not remotely be the person I am today without it. And I would share that I highly, highly, highly recommend in person, hands on. We can learn things, academically, virtually. We can get some experience in a classroom, but I think the confidence that comes along with hands on courses and the nuances that we learn when somebody who's truly an expert is over our shoulder, whether it's with the patient or a typodont or both. It's been incredibly impactful, not just for me, but every person on our team has experienced that over the years multiple times.
Are there any CE courses that really made an impact in your career?
One I wish still existed today, but David Hornbrook still teaches. He was probably clinically the most profound educator for me. It was a curriculum called Pack Live, and when David ran it, I used to run from Buffalo, New York, out to San Francisco every other month for about 6 months. It was phenomenal. It totally changed how we practice dentistry. Big proponent of Pankey and Dawson. Those two really also, altered, I would say, the path I was on early on. So, a lot of love to all those folks who really made a difference for us.
Yeah, they have a really great core team of people who are amazing in what they do, and the knowledge that they share with others is truly astounding. I know that you have gone from, well, I guess we're all always students, right? We're all always learning in the world of dentistry, but you have shared and taught a lot of different courses as well. How did you make that transition from being maybe a full time student to now being part time student and a clinician as well, or sorry, an educator as well?
Sure. And I'm going to give David Hornbrook some credit for that. So he was the one person I saw that made me think, hmm, I want to grow up and do that as well. So the first thing I did was went to our local dental school, Buffalo, and said, "Hey, I've got some great cases. I'd love to show them to you, the CE department. And if you think so too, maybe I could teach a teeny little course." So it all
Hmm.
started with one 2-hour course, and that didn't go horribly. So
That's
they
great.
invited me back for a second. And then, geographically really fortunate too. I know, Tanya, like my practice is literally 10 minutes door to door to Ivoclar's US headquarters.
Hmm.
So because their entire team really became patients of ours over the years, they got to see the dentistry that we did. And then they saw that I was doing a little bit of teaching and they asked, "Would you be interested in doing more?" And then that led to more. And that led to speaking with Dawson and Pankey and Speer over the years, and then doing a lot of independent things as well.
Man, those Iowa Clark people, they sure are nice. Those Buffalo people are nice too.
They're,
I'll just group them all together.
give them the chicken wings, stay away from the tables, and you're fine.
Love that. Love that. And David, for you, how did you transition over to starting to build what you now call Ignite DDS?
It kind of started like many things in life from not the greatest scenario. My, at the time, associate Mark unfortunately lost his very young spouse. So I went to my chair at Buffalo Restorative and said, "Hey, I need a leave of absence." They said, "We can't give one to you." I said, "I quit." And I knew I loved teaching. So I always went back and guest spoke and, in people's courses where they invited me back. And then one day I thought, boy, this is something I want to do. I just don't necessarily want to be confined to one school or one geographic location.
And well, like Ignite DDS has grown so much, I'm sure, since you first launched it. Ignite DDS played a huge role in my life as a dental student, and of course now as a practicing dentist. But I can remember, going back to those ASDA days, you being very present there, and of course being very supportive of many of us district trustees. And hopefully I can find some pictures and we can show them in a reel or something, so that way we can kind of just show us in our prime, in our youth. But it really fun just to see how you have grown with Ignite DDS and Ignite DDS as a whole, and really cool to see how the team has grown as well too. And we have a great core group of diverse people from different clinical backgrounds and of course, backgrounds in themselves. But it's really exciting to see what the future of Ignite DDS has to hold.
You know what? It really is. It makes me really proud to look around the room and see so many people that I met like you, along the lines, a lot with ASDA, a lot of strong ASDA leaders. And I still remember it was a Saturday in Houston. We were at some brewery. Aaron Kennedy and Anisha Singh were there. Like, I can picture the day like it was yesterday. And that was just one of many opportunities I got to have to meet you and your mom along the way too, which was really cool for me.
Yes, that was really cool for me during my dental experience, was to bring my mom along and for her to experience at least the fun part of dental school with me, which was really nice. But yes, that brewery was so fun. That was just a fun time, and the education was phenomenal. Thanks for tuning in to this first episode with Dr. David Rice. If you're looking to find financial control, systems control, and clinical control in your office, the 90-Day Jumpstart is for you. Dr. David Rice can help you reach your goals with 90-Day Jumpstart. Grow your profit, not your stress. Be sure to tune in next week where we talk about financial mistakes that Dr. David Rice has made. Be sure to connect with us on social media at Ignite DDS and at Dental Fuel. If you'd like to listen to more Dr. David Rice, you can find him on his podcast, Dentistry Unmasked, with Dr. Pan Maragliano.